But when it comes up to really engaging, it is for you, like when I tell you, you'll feel very good. But remember, it is just a bubble that is coming up. If you don't practice, boom, gone. So how do you make sure that the bubble remains? You keep on practicing every day shunya. You do your levels 9 to 0, you do your 29 to 0, 99 to 0, do your double count, your no count, your scanning, all those things you have to do every day. Carry yourself with awareness in all the activities of your life, and you see that when you do so, you're practicing the Diamond Sutra. Make sure whenever you get a chance, read it, recite it, teach it. Because the virtue that you can get, the merits that you can get, the supreme merits supersede all your celestial merits. And hence, the Buddha says that this sutra, Vajra Chedika Pragya Paramita Sutra, can help you actually experience true bliss. The same bliss that all the people out there, the gods, the asuras, the monks, the lay people, all of them experience when the Buddha spoke. When we actually read the sutra, we are also experiencing the same bliss. Namaste and good morning to everyone. We are back on our Sunday early morning Diamond Sutra talk series. It's a part of the continuation of the Shunya talk series. And today is, you can call it the grand finale, because we're going to wrap up the last 4 chapters, chapter 29, 30, 31 and 32 today. As we begin our today's studying of the Diamond Sutra. So, Vajra Chedika Pragya Paramita Sutra as it is, in English, Diamond Sutra as it is, translated by Acharya Nagajiva. It was initially translated to Chinese from Sanskrit by Tripitaka Acharya Kumarajiv, later translated from English, later translated to English from Chinese by our very beloved Dr. Lim, also known as Acharya Nagajiva. Very, very important here to note is there is no attempt at interpretation or any explanation of the sutras by the translator. So this translation is as it is. Very important. So I see right now in front of me another, kind of a saying. And I feel like I should share this today. It talks about all dharmas that are fixed in action are illusions. Like bubbles, like the dew, and like lightning, you should view them in this way. To see me in form, to seek me in sound, it is an evil way. One cannot see the Tathagat. So now, another saying which is very important. Why I'm telling you this is because we are almost at the end of this chapter and we need to take home some messages. Monks, my teaching is like a raft to be discarded upon the shore. In brackets, Bhagwan, the Tathagata, has nothing to teach. So we have seen the journey of the Diamond Sutra, how it began with the inquiry, because every knowledge begins with inquiry, and Subhuti wanted to know something. Maybe for himself, maybe for every one of us. He spoke our mind. He asked Buddha a very simple question. He asked, what is it that a virtuous man or a virtuous woman need to do? How can they focus their mind and how can they control their thoughts? This question, how can the virtuous man and virtuous woman who seek to attain the highest realization of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi focus their mind and control their thoughts? The whole Diamond Sutra began from there. And then the whole conversation of question and answer between Buddha and Subhuti is the knowledge, the pearl of wisdom that was offered to us. Like, curd being churned left, right, and then reveals all the, we can say the butter out. So similarly, when we read through the whole sutra, we realize that the churning of question answers between Buddha and Subhuti gives us the ultimate wisdom, and no wonder it is called as the Pragya Paramita Sutra. So Vajrachedika, definitely something that is as strong as Vajra. Even the power that this wisdom has to even break through such kind of illusions. This wisdom is the wisdom of the Diamond Sutra, has the power to do that. So you can go through the previous episodes. Today we jump to the 29th chapter. Here in the 29th chapter, the heading is the Tathagata doesn't come or go. Okay, very important. Subhuti, if someone says that a Tathagata thus comes and thus goes, thus sits or thus lies down, this person does not understand my teaching. Means, now you have to understand, there is a teacher and the teacher has his teaching. Now Buddha is making it very clear that if you have to understand his teaching, you don't need to be attached to the teacher. So he's making it clear here, Subhuti, if someone says that the Tathagata thus comes, thus goes, thus sits, or thus lies down, the person does not understand my teaching, because he is looking at a physical entity. He is looking at something that is doing an action. When somebody is doing an action, is usually when action is a verb. But when somebody is doing that action, that person is a noun, is a personality, is a person. So here Buddha is clearing very, very clearly that a person who sees me in that name and form does not understand my teaching. Why is this so? The thus come has no place to come and no place to go. So thus come has no place to come and no place to go. Therefore, he is called the Tathagata. Thus come. Remember, just some time back, I read out a nice statement. Like you have to see him in the, just like the dew or like the lightning in the sky. Now we cannot say the lightning comes here, then it goes there. No. Like a flash, it can come anywhere, it can go anywhere. We cannot define it. So similarly, the thus come, one has no place to come. He cannot have a place to come. You cannot define it that this is where it is going to come. And no place to go. You cannot see it went there. Now where does the lightning come and where does it go? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, but it does come. You cannot say it does not come. Similarly, you have to understand that Tathagata is like that. So that means we have to see Buddha's teaching not in terms of name and form, but in terms of understanding. And here, therefore, it is called Tathagata. Tathagata has two meanings. He says, thus come, means here we are saying that that's how it comes out from nothing. Okay, you cannot define its coming. But on the other side, Tathagata also means the one who speaks as it is, or looks at things as it is. So something that has no fixed form, name, does not have anything that you can predict, that is what a Tathagata is. So Buddha is saying that one who does not understand this, or that he does not come, he does not go, he does not sit, he does not sleep. Okay, he who understands this has understood his teaching. Who does not understand this has not understood his teaching. Now, it gets interesting here. That means again we are reminded that we cannot have fixed ideas and concepts. When you are looking at a teacher who is giving you a teaching, our job is to understand the teaching, not get attached to the teacher. Most important is when you have something, when you are eating in a plate, you eat in the plate, you don't eat the plate. Similarly, when you are doing all your interactions with the world, you have to interact, based on the situation, circumstances, not because there are people and all those things. That kind of attachment will lead to suffering. Okay, so very important that the Tathagata meaning has to be understood. Here, when we are looking at Buddha, Buddha as a personality, as a person, is not right. You don't hold him. But yes, you see the Buddha in the teaching that he has given us. So Diamond Sutra is where the Buddha is. That is why they say that wherever the Diamond Sutra is, the Buddha is. Wherever the Diamond Sutra is, the disciples of the Buddha are. Everybody, the Devas, the Asuras, and everybody come and circumambulate that place, because that place becomes the shrine. That becomes the vihara. That becomes the ultimate, most spiritual place. So you have to understand, it is the teaching that is inside this book. Okay, that matters. Again, if you're going to say that this book is important, then again you're getting attached to name and form. Diamond Sutra's teaching is important, and that is why you need to keep on reading it. Okay, that's chapter 29. Let's go to chapter 30. Composite of the real world does not exist. Subhuti, what do you think? If a virtuous man or a virtuous woman were to crush the three Sahasra, Mahasahasra, Lokadhatu worlds into dust, would the beings equal in number to these dust not be numerous? A very simple analogy he is asking is that a virtuous man and a virtuous woman, or a virtuous woman. Okay, so first he is making it very important, the criteria for somebody to even get into this discussion. They need to be the ones who follow the Panchashil. So such a person, or a woman or a man, okay, if they are, imagine they had the power to crush the whole universe, the Tri Sahasra, Mahasahasra, Lokdhatu, they are able to crush that and made worlds into dust, okay. Now this dust, okay, would the number equal in number of these dusts? Would the beings? So they're saying one being is one dust particle. So when they have crushed all the universes and they have so much dust particle, if each being represented one dust particle, would that number be great? Of course, Subhuti said. Extremely numerous. Would that number be numerous? Yes, that number will be numerous. You cannot count it. It's unimaginable. One, it is small like dust. To count that itself is an effort. Second, you're crushing down the whole universe, existence itself, and then you're making that into dust and telling that if one dust particle equal to one being, is the number of beings numerous? Of course, so numerous it is. So extremely numerous, Bhagwan, Subhuti answers. Why is this so? If these numerous beings had a real existence, the Buddha would not call them numerous. If these numerous beings had real existence, then the Buddha would not have called them numerous. What does this mean? Those numerous beings referred to by Buddha are not numerous beings. Just by name, they are called numerous beings, Bhagwan. Now here he is clearing, Subhuti is clearing that whatever you are using, this terminology, you are using only as referential. When you are calling these beings as numerous beings and then equating them to the crushed dust particles and saying that if they equal to that, would that be numerous? Even the comparative is numerous and it cannot be fixed, so he knows it very clear. You're just by name you're calling it so, because they don't exist independently. They're neither the being, neither the dust particle. They don't exist independently. Only for the name's sake, only for us to understand, he's using that word. So he's very clear. Just by name, they are called as numerous beings, Bhagwan. The three Sahasra, Mahasahasra, Lokdhatu worlds referred by the Tathagata are not the three Sahasra, Mahasahasra, Lokdhatu worlds. Just by name they are called words. Again here, now he is explaining whatever words and terminology the Buddha has used to explain even the worlds that exist out, the universe. And he's saying that there are three Sahasra, Mahasahasra, Lokdhatu as these words that exist. He's saying that also Buddha does not actually exist only because you say so. For the name's sake they exist, for our understanding. Why is this so? If the worlds really exist, then there is a combined real world. Because Now, he's explaining if the world really existed out there as a separate entity, that means this Tri Sahasra Mahasahasra Lok Dhatu, which you're calling numerous, which is in parts, would have been existed as a whole but made of many, many parts. Okay, so he's saying if the worlds really exist, if all those worlds really exist, then there is a combined real world. Then there is a combined real world. The Tathagata teaches that a combined real world does not exist, that nothing is existing in parts. There is just one whole thing. That's what the Tathagata teaches. So when he is using these names and numbers and all this, he is trying to explain something which cannot be explained. But when the Tathagata has said that the combined real world does not exist, hence even the Tri Sahasra Mahasahasra Lok Dhatu that the Buddha has defined existence as self, that also does not really exist. Only by name, just by name, it is so called as Tri Sahasra Mahasahasra Lok Dhatu. Subhuti, a composite sign, is indescribable. Only mortal beings attached to such a sign. Now, Buddha is confirming, saying Subhuti, a composite sign. When you see composite, the sign that something is composed of, okay, is undescribable. You cannot, it's like an adjective. Adjective itself is a description of a noun or a verb. Okay, he's moving fast. Now, fast as such is just comparative to something, or this is shining brighter. Brighter does not have its independent existence, but it definitely is comparative to something. So, when you're using a composite sign, the sign that you see, it is undescribable. The adjective itself cannot be described. So, this existence cannot be described. And Buddha is making it very clear. Only mortal beings attached to such a sign. Only mortal beings, one who are having a fixed idea, fixed concept, who do not see the permanence, the existence itself, do not see actually there is nothing permanent out there. The only permanent thing is impermanence. And everything is in a flux, ever changing from one form to another form. Energy remains constant, it just changes its form. Similarly, here Subhuti, a composite sign, is indescribable. Only mortal beings attached to such a sign. Chapter 31. The teaching of Buddha is no teaching. After all the teaching, okay, the Buddha is saying there is no teaching. Subhuti, if someone claims that I teach self-view, people view, beings view, or existence view, what would you say? Has this person understood my teaching? If somebody says that Buddha is giving his point of view for a person, that is people, being, okay, existence. Means if somebody is saying that if Buddha is giving his view on self, people, beings or existence, that person, do you think Subhuti has understood my teaching? Subhuti answers, Bhagwan, this person does not understand the teaching of the Tathagata. Why is this so? What Bhagwan has explained as self-view, people view, beings view or existence view are actually not a self-view, people view, beings view or existence view, just by name. They are called as self-view, people view, beings view or existence view. Everybody who give or speak about something, they are giving their point of view. It's not a fixed thing that everybody has to accept. You have to explore your point of view also. So when Buddha is teaching us, he is not giving his point of view. He is just giving a statement so that you can have your point of view. And if you have a teacher that does not force his point of view on you, but allows you to have your point of view cultivated so that you can look at the same thing that he's looking at without being forced or conceptualized or conditioned to seeing what he wants you to see, but allowing you to see what you should be able to see. That is a great teacher. And that's what the Buddha is saying. So, Buddha, when you see, after all the teaching, technically, all the names and all the examples and everything is giving it only for referential purpose, so that we open our own third eye, the wisdom eye, so that we can see for ourselves what Buddha is able to see. That's how you would become a Buddha yourself. Otherwise, if you're dependent on something, you just become a blind follower. And that's not what Buddha wants you to be. Buddha wants you to be inquisitive. Buddha wants you to question. Buddha wants you to doubt. Buddha wants you to have a perspective. Buddha wants you to explore, experience, and find the path that will lead you to the path that he found. He can give you a direction, he can guide you, but he can never be able to save you. Saving yourself is your duty. Okay? Now, it is very clear that all the things that Buddha has been giving, the point of views on self, people, beings, and existence, he is giving you so that you may understand and you can have your way at looking at things. Subhuti, the person who aspires to attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, understands all the dharmas as it is, views it as it is, understands and has faith in it as it is. Very, very clear. Now, as it is could be with time, space, and being, things can be different. Okay? So, one who is in the moment and experiences things as it is, views all dharmas as it is, okay, understands all dharmas as it is, and has faith in it as it is, not forced faith, but a faith that is automatically cultivated because you have understood something. That love, that faith, that compassion, every quality of yours that shines forth has to come automatically out. You cannot force yourself, or anybody can force you. Okay? Because if forced and you do something, you are just a slave, a follower. And that's not what Buddha wants you. Buddha wants you to be free. Free from all the bondages that keep you binded. Okay? Free from all the thoughts that make you believe something. So that only then can you experience life, every moment as it is. One should not fix any form of dharma. He's again making it clear. One should not fix to any form of dharma. Subhuti, these so-called signs of dharma are not signs of dharma. So even when he is explaining that these are the signs of dharma, they themselves are not the signs of dharma. Only and only for that particular moment, for that particular example, for that particular teaching, it has been used so. Just by name, they are called as signs of dharma. Only and only for that moment, just by name, they are called as signs of dharma. So don't even fix to that. That's 31, chapter 31. Okay. Then we go to chapter 32. All fixed dharmas are illusions. Subhuti, if on the one hand, a person gave away 7 jewels in numberless, countless, asankhya words, and if on the other hand, a virtuous man or a virtuous woman who aspire to be a bodhisattva, taking just 4 lines of verses of this sutra, memorizing it, reciting it, and teaching it to others, then the merit of this person would exceed that of the former. A bodhisattva is the one who is a giver. Okay? And here Buddha is giving in this chapter 32, the final chapter, the essence, Subhuti, if on one hand, comparison again, okay, if on one hand a person gave away 7 jewels, okay, because that's what in the material world you want to acquire all the precious things in this world. So 7 jewels symbolize that precious things. So gave away 7 jewels in numberless, without any counting. Countless asankhya world, not only in this world, has the ability to give it to all the worlds. He's going out and giving all the 7 jewels that he has. And if on the other hand, a virtuous man, again reminding us how Panchashil play a very important criteria for even you to seek the path of Bodhi or even Bodhisattva path or even to becoming a Buddha. Okay, if on the other hand, a virtuous man or a virtuous woman who aspire to be a Bodhisattva, who aspire, one who is good in conduct, follows the Panchashila, he will, if he aspires to become a Bodhisattva, the one who is giving, okay, because only for one who can give is one who has. So definitely he has to have it, only then can he give it. So if he wants to or he aspires to be a Bodhisattva, a virtuous man or a virtuous woman, taking just 4 lines of verses of this sutra, memorizing it, reciting it, teaching it to others, then the merit of this person would exceed that of the farmer. So one is the celestial merit, that you offer everything that you had, that you acquired. The other is called supreme merit, like when you have understood the sutra, because sutras are never going to perish. They are the wisdom that lies, that governs all worlds. So one who understands 4 verses, recites it, memorizes it, teaches it, okay, when he does this, even 4 verse of this sutra, he exceeds that of the farmer who is ready to give all the 7 jewels into numberless worlds around. Okay. Should he teach others without being attached to science and stay steady? Question mark. Should he teach others without being attached to science and stay steady? Why is this so? So there is a condition. When he recites, memorizes, recites, teaches this sutra, 4 verses of this sutra to others, then the merit would be definitely greater than the former one. Should he teach others without being attached to science? When even that, not just blindly teaching, okay, I will memorize. No, without being attached to science and stay steady, only that person's merit will be exceeding other. That means even you attaching to the science and, oh, this is Diamond Sutra, this is very important, I will teach, and then you fixing yourself, then finish. The essence is very important, that without being attached to any of the sign, name and form, okay, and staying steady, okay, only that person will, his merit will be greater. Why is this so? All dharmas that are fixed in practice are all illusions like bubbles, dreams and mirage. Like the perishable dew and like the swift lightning, you should view them in this way. Now here he's saying, why is this so? Because when you're teaching something, you're actually teaching the quality of something. Because you see, when you look at things, you have sensory perception, you have your eyes, ears, nose and everything. They can look at things, they can see the thing. But to understand its quality, you need to have wisdom. Okay, we see the world around. We see the physical world around, the celestial world around. We see that around. But that is through our senses. But to understand the world around, we need to be wise enough. We need to have wisdom. We need to cultivate that wisdom. And that quality, the dharma of that, all the dharmas that are fixed in practice. So he's giving it very, very clear. If they are fixed in a practice, they have already taken the, if all the dharmas have taken name and form, they are fixed. And once they are fixed, they become very, very rigid. And when all the rigidity comes in, the whole flexibility, the fluidity of that teaching is gone. Like for example, a teacher can teach you maths. Okay, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. He's teaching you maths. Okay, you understand 2 plus 2, 4. Okay. Then she teaches 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, very good. Then she's teaching you 5 plus 2 is 7. You understand? Okay. Now, what is more important? The teacher is trying to teach you the principle that is called addition. Now, addition as such cannot be described. But using the examples of 2 plus 2, she's trying to teach you what addition means. Then she's playing with different numbers to help you understand the concept, so that in future when the numbers change, you can still apply that concept of addition and get a result. If somebody does not understand the concept and is fixed and just memorizes 2 plus 2, 4, 3 plus 5, 8, and memorizes it without understanding the concept, he's having a fixed idea. Now, when the teacher is going to ask him 2 plus 2, he's going to say 4. 3 plus 5, he's going to say 8. But as soon as the teacher is gone and somebody else asks him a different question, okay, like for example, somebody says 212 plus 9, how much? And if he doesn't know the concept, he's finished. He's gone. He cannot answer that question. So, here it is saying all the dharmas that are fixed in practice are like illusions, are all illusions. They are like bubbles. Okay, all the dharmas that are fixed, they are like bubbles, dreams. Because bubbles, they come, they burst. You think, I understood. I understood. So when you're with them, you understand. As soon as you go away from the bubble burst, and you don't understand. So many times you can find, people who say, when you give them a lecture, they're teaching, they feel they have understood. Yeah, that means the bubble has come. And after some time, burst. You say, hey, I just told you that time you understood. What happened? No, the bubble burst. Finish. Similarly, like dreams, they feel on when the teacher is teaching or something, they think, they have understood. Like they already have the imagination in a dream world. And once you go into the real world, again they lost it. They don't understand. Mirage. They seem to understand. They think they have understood. But it's just a mirage. When they go there, they apply it. They have not understood it. They don't understand. So, like the perishable dew, early morning there is dew on the leaf. Okay. But as the sun comes, gone. So some people, till the time they are with good company, they think they are now become good. But as soon as something happens in their life, they let go of all the goodness, that become bad again. So what happens is, this is very temporary, perishable dew. Like when the sun comes, finish, everything gone. Very virtuous man, very nice, doesn't want anything, doesn't do anything. As soon as he gets an opportunity to rob, steal, and he gets tempted, all the property gone, nothing needed. Everybody gets spoiled. You can see those people in your life. You can see, hey, he's such a good person. How did he become like that? Drifted away, gone away, like a perishable dew when the sun came in. Like the swift lightning in the sky, a swift lightning comes. It comes and goes away. It does not remain. So one has to observe the dharma like that. You should view them in this way. That is what he's saying. You should view them in this way, that nothing is fixed. If you fix, then it's gone. This is the essence that Buddha is trying to teach us, that because it is not fixed, you have to live in the moment. You have to be always aware of every moment what is happening. This is how you have to live your life, in the now. And if you live your life in the now, interact with things as it is, analyze things as it is in the now, then you will never falter away. You will never be in illusion. Leave it to the past and leave it to the future. Mind wanders in the past, mind wanders in the future, and you are in the illusion. One day that will burst like a bubble. Okay, so very, very important lesson that we learned here. Okay, let's go to the final epilogue, as we call that. So after the beautiful teaching and reminding all the monks that there is no fixed way. Okay, remember, the sutra began with the question, why am I taking you back to where it all started? Because that's how a circle is. When you draw a circle, you start from a point and you go all the way, then you come back here. That's exactly what you should always remember. Where do you start? Do you come back there again? Because that completes the whole circle. So it started with Subhuti asking, how does a virtuous man and a virtuous woman who wishes to attain the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi focus their mind and control their thoughts? And you can see the whole thing was, the only way to focus your mind and control the thoughts was to practice Shunya, so that you live and train your mind to be in the moment. When you observe your breath going in and out, when you see the play of the breath, when you see that the breath that was very fast, very noisy, becoming silent, becoming slow, You actually go through all that experiences. Your mind is now trained to remain in the moment. With this, your mind now carries this particular trait along in day-to-day life, in day-to-day activities, and your mind now automatically starts to live in the moment. And once it starts living in the moment, it experiences life to the fullest without being disturbed of the past and without the worry of the future. It lives and experiences life as it is. And that's exactly what Buddha says. And a person who can do that is actually on the path of Bodhisattva. He is already on the path of actually attaining the highest realization called the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Because that's not something that has to be achieved out there. It is at the moment, at this very moment, that you can achieve it. And after such a beautiful conversation, okay, the Buddha concluded his delivery of this sutra. Again, a confirmation that this sutra was spoken, was written down when the Buddha was speaking. So this is a confirmation that these are actually the words, the recorded words of the Buddha himself. Okay. After the Buddha concluded his delivery of this sutra, the elder Subhuti, along with all the monks, nuns, male and female lay followers, all the worlds of humans, gods, and asuras, very glad to receive this teaching of the Buddha, experienced great bliss. In this series of talk, I had my moments of bliss, a kind of happiness, a satisfaction that keeps you feel contented. Wow. And you only want to say, wow, wow. These things, when they happen within you, that kind of experience is exactly what the sutra delivers. And this bliss is what was experienced by everybody who were there at that time. Totally convinced. Because when there is no doubt left, when there is no room for even a question left, one is convinced and totally convinced, all of them, okay, they accept and practice the Diamond Pragya Paramita Sutra accordingly. Because there is no room for doubt left, they were totally convinced, faith was born. When faith is born, okay, we accept. And what we accept, we practice. And what we practice, when we practice the Diamond Sutra, that's one, non-differentiation, okay, looking at things as it is, not holding any kind of judgment, okay, or expectation, doing a duty, okay, remaining in the moment, and never, never, ever be in a state where your mind is wandering, but remaining focused and controlling the thoughts through the act that you are engaged in. For that, again, I'm telling you, on a verbal note, it is very easy to accept. But when it comes up to really engaging, it is for you, like when I tell you, you'll feel very good. But remember, it is just a bubble that is coming up. If you don't practice, boom, gone. So how do you make sure that the bubble remains? You keep on practicing every day shunya. You do your levels, 9 to 0, you do your 29 to 0, 99 to 0, do your double count, your no count, your scanning, all those things you have to do every day. Carry yourself with awareness in all the activities of your life, and you see that when you do so, you're practicing the Diamond Sutra. Make sure whenever you get a chance, read it, recite it, teach it. Because the virtue that you can get, the merits that you can get, the supreme merits supersede all your celestial merits. And hence, the Buddha says that this sutra, Vajra Chedika Pragya Paramita Sutra, can help you actually experience true bliss. The same bliss that all the people out there, the gods, the asuras, the monks, the lay people, all of them experienced when the Buddha spoke. When we actually read the sutra, we are also experiencing the same bliss without even a bit of differentiation in the terms of quality of experience that we can have. So please read it. Remember, this Diamond Sutra is the mirror through which you observe your mind. Okay, it's something that will automatically shape over a period of time. Keep on reading it, have a copy for yourself, and see how life becomes more and more transparent, how your engagement with this world becomes absolutely non-confirmatory, means you will never have any confrontation with people. You will see the world as it is, appreciate every moment, and you'll find that you will be able to navigate this life so beautifully without any stress. And that's the essence of the Diamond Sutra. So we are here at the end of this series. That it was a long one. We did almost 12 episodes. Yeah, and there were breaks and times, but finally we accomplished this. So thank you so much. I had the pleasure of studying the Diamond Sutra with you all. Okay, and I would like to thank all of you all who were with me, gave me company while I was studying it, so that I learned from it. I'm sure I was able to share something that I learned with y'all too while I was studying. Maybe you will also start studying and teaching. And then with that hope, I thank you again, all of you, and hope so with another sutra we come again next week and we start a series for another talk. Okay, till then, thank you so much and see you.